Yo, chat, bro. This nigga Kris done got caught, fam. Hey, get this gay ass, man, it's crazy. Get this gay ass nigga out the fucking Mr. Beast fucking circle. Get that nigga out the rotation. Cause that nigga is fucking cooked. You feel what I'm saying? Nigga caught talking to a little eyed boy, a little eyed shit. He 14 years old, bro. Caught his ass, bro. Hey, get that nigga out of here, bro. Nah, Mr. Beast, I don't give a fuck. That nigga Mr. Beast better not try to fucking find a way to, be like, Kris is my long time. No. You keep that nigga, you're cooked, my nigga. Sorry, Mr. Beast should have go. But hey, Kris gotta go. You feel what I'm saying? Gotta go. But like, yeah, man. This nigga Kris got caught. That's right, it is bad.
It's safe to say that things have gotten 10 times worse for Kris Tyson, as I have uncovered within the past few hours some really damning information regarding Kris Tyson and a then 13-year-old that Kris was allegedly talking.
Fucking 13-year-old? It said 14, didn't it? Nigga, this nigga Kris is fucking finished, bro. Get this freak out of here. Just like how y'all did EDP. Boy, you better get Kris the fuck up on. Nah, EDP was crazy. That nigga was sending shit turds. Oh, yeah.
Talking to years ago when Kris was around 20 years old, an adult. Now, before we get into what I have recently found, I just wanted to give a special shout out to the person who originally brought this to light, the person who had investigated all of this and provided all of the receipts, and also including all of the information that we went over yesterday, because apparently the same person who has put out the information on these new allegations was the same person who obtained these tweets. So props to them for all of this information. Now, you guys might recall, if you watched all of yesterday's video, that at the end of the video we went over a pinned comment from a user who actually happens to be the same guy who has been covering this on his channel and who's brought today's information.
I was tagged and I came. Yes, it is true. Kris Tyson is a creep. I started investigating him a little over a year ago and tried to get people to cover this. Nobody cared. So I had E5 to try to bring his attention. After he made it, we must protect our kids with it. He tried to come uncooperative. I had
who actually happens to be the same guy who has been covering this on his channel and who's brought today's information to light. And if you guys do remember, in that comment, Prism went over how apparently he tried to get EDP445 to talk about this, essentially to bring more attention to it. And eventually, after EDP445 stopped cooperating with him, he decided to try Kris Chan. And personally, if you ask me, I don't really know if that was the best idea, because as you guys may know, Kris Chan and EDP445 don't have the best reputations, nor are they really that credible. Now, a little bit further in the comment, he talks about how apparently Kris Tyson allegedly messaged a 14-year-old and jokingly flirted and talked.
So there's two? A 13-year-old and a 14-year-old? I'm fucking confused, bro. Either way, get this nigga out of here, bro. It's about time, bro. You overstayed your welcome, my nigga. Get your freak ass on.
Sending nudes to him. Now, just based off of this part in the comment, I found that to be really odd, and I had never heard of apparently Kris Tyson messaging a 14-year-old, so I figured I would do a little bit of research, and it actually turns out that Prism here made around a month ago a 40-minute long video that we're going to be going over today, and I have gone ahead and I have pre-watched it, and all I'm going to tell you right now, before we get into it, is that the ages match up, and it looks really bad. Now, I can't say all of this is true 100% or anything like that. It's all allegations. You know, take the things that you see here with a grain of salt. I know based off of what we went over yesterday, you might think that Kris Tyson is like a pedophile or a predator or something insane like that.
Nah, yes he is. Yes he is. I seen a video where this nigga was, he was, oh my god, bro. He was fucking some nigga named or some shit, bro. I seen a video where he was talking like, and that nigga Shad just makes minor lolly. Hell nah, bro. Great. Well, I said it. LOL type anime type beat.
In my opinion, I wouldn't really jump on that real quick because we don't know if 100% Kris is a pedophile or a predator or whatever. We just know that Kris.
He is. It's confirmed. I don't care.
Has done some really weird things in his past over on Twitter. So without further ado, let's get into it. So based off of Prism's video, he has decided to keep the alleged at the time 13-year-old's name private for the most part, and he refers to this person as BW. He uses their initials, and they also go by the screen name of Lava GS. Now essentially what happened and how it happened, according to Prism here, is Kris Tyson started a friendship with somebody who was 13 years old at the time when they were 20 years old. Now, just for a little bit of context here, the then 13-year-old actually happens to be the same age as me and is currently, as of 2024, 20 years old. Just keep that in mind as we go forward.
BW, Kris Tyson reached out to this guy when he was 13 years old. Except the problem with that is Kris Tyson started an online friendship with this guy when he was only 13 years old. Now, the problem with that is Kris Tyson was born in July of 1996.
Damn,
Lava GS was born on November 12th, 2003. The problem with that is that there's a 7-year age gap. So when you started socializing with this guy online and building an online connection and some sort of friendship and, you know, you talking to this guy, playing video games with him, socializing, he was only 13 years old. He was in middle school, and you were in college. You were 20 years old. So that's what I'm going to talk about is why is it that someone who is in college, who's like a sophomore or junior at that point, what are you doing making friends with a middle schooler?
So yeah, I mean, so far with only that, it's already looking bad. Like, this is definitely not something that Kris should have been doing, and I'm not really too sure if he knew that, like, he shouldn't have been doing that in really any capacity at all, because at the least it's really fucking weird. But it really makes it worse when you factor in that artwork, that quote-unquote artwork that we went over yesterday in yesterday's video. And another thing that I think is really important here is that Kris Tyson at the time was bisexual. And it's like, once again, I mean, what are you doing being 20 years old, you know, interacting with people that young? It's like, you don't have friends? Like, I mean, we all know that Kris had friends. I mean, for God's sake, you know, it's like, he's been friends with Jimmy for how long? Since childhood? Like, it really can't be that hard to go out and find friends that are actually around your age group. Another thing that is mentioned too, besides the two things that we just went over, is that apparently Prism has also noted that they communicated one-on-one and unattended. And yeah, that's where this starts getting bad, like really bad. If you thought it was bad before, well, just think about bad, but times 10. Because Prism goes into detail about how apparently Kris made Prism a moderator, and also even worse than that, and I know this is going to be stereotypical, but yeah, also Prism goes into detail about how apparently Lava had Kris added on Snapchat. Like, I know some of you guys in the audience are thinking to yourselves, well, yeah, it looks like Kris is kind of cooked. But yeah, I got a weird snap from Kris. And then as you guys can see right here, there's a screenshot of the snap. Up in the left-hand top corner there, you can see from Christopher. And then there's a picture of Kris in front of the American flag, and there's text that Kris displayed, and the text says "Coming for America," like CUMMING. And also just keep in mind that Lava right.
That's fucking crazy, bro. Everybody loved Kris, Prime Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast 6000, bro. Now this nigga, oh no, bro. It's over, bro.
Here. If you do the math, with this being January 26, 2019, Lava right here would have been 15 years old. And as for how old Kris would be here, Kris would have been 22 and a half years old. So yeah, by just knowing that, like, why? Why in any context would you send something like that to somebody that you most likely know is 15 years old while you are 22 years old? Like, I have a feeling that people are going to argue, well, this is a joke or something by Kris. You know, Kris is a funny guy. He's the meme guy. But this right here is not a joke that you make to somebody who is 7 years younger than you, and to somebody who is a minor. Now, moving a little bit further in the video, Prism talks about how Kris and Lava met, and that was apparently because Lava won a challenge that Mr. Beast was doing, and Lava received a signed knife from Mr. Beast.
When he was 16, he was in a Mr. Beast video. He asked Jimmy, "How hard do you want it?" 68 million people have seen it. What I want to start out with is when this guy was really young, he won some sort of competition or was involved, and he DM'd Mr. Beast on Twitter and got sent a knife signed by Mr. Beast. He was like 12 or something, and it was a karambit signed by Mr. Beast. It was a CSGO karambit. Sure.
Damn.
That seems to be the first interaction that I can tell.
So I guess it's one thing for Lava to win the challenge, and that's the reason why they get into contact with him. But like after that, there shouldn't be any like connection. They, including Kris, should not have been trying to be friends with this kid or anything like that. But anyways, moving on. Now I'm not really trying to say that this specific screenshot right here is anything more than just weird. But after what we went over in my last video with the drawings and stuff, like it's really weird, let alone having a 14-year-old moderate your YouTube stream. I showed the screenshot a little bit earlier in the beginning of the video, but we're going to analyze it now. Kris on March 26, 2018 put out a tweet and he said, "I really enjoy playing Fortnite. Would you guys want to watch me stream?" And then he put up a poll, and then Lava responds and he says, "Please stream again," in all caps. Kris responds,
Oh, that's crazy. Thanks, Dad. You want to moderate? What the?
"Thanks, Dad. You want to moderate it?" Like, yeah, I really shouldn't have to tell you why this is weird given the ages, but just why? Kris was how old during this? 2021? And he's calling a literal 14-year-old his dad? Like, I don't know, man. This shit's just weird. Now, it looks like we have some more tweets here that don't look too important, so I'm gonna skip past those. I'll show them on the screen anyway so you guys can see them. But then this is where the really questionable part comes in which Lava asked Kris on February 14th, 2018, "Kris, does she know about your hentai addiction?" Like, excuse me? Like, why does Lava know about this supposed hentai addiction that Kris has? Like, it's really odd that a 14-year-old knows that a 21-year-old has a hentai addiction, and these two happen to be friends. Like, why the hell would you tell somebody who is this age, or frankly a minor, weird sexual shit and the things that you're into sexually? Like, this is highly questionable, and I don't know what Kris was doing here.
At this point, you already have been talking to this guy. You're already friends with this guy. You already know this guy. And what is he? What are you saying here? So you post something that says, "Guys, we are so close to our goal. Oh my God, one more Patreon and I'm releasing my nudes." And of course, this is some poorly made joke. I've seen these kinds of jokes online before where it says, "Oh, if this post gets one like, I'll kill myself," and then the person likes it. It's, you know, this kind of joke. It says a goal of $3. I want to see if anyone is dumb enough to give me money. But of course, it's only you and this other guy in this Twitter thread. And this is the part I have a problem with. This isn't a group chat. This is literally just him and this other guy that he's been talking to and that he's friends with online. He says, Lava says, "I'm your first Patreon, big boy." Now keep in mind, Kris Tyson, he was born July 1996, so he would have been 22 years old at the time, or around that age. And you have this guy who was born in November 12, 2003, he would have been 14. And of course, here he is, "I'm your first Patreon, big boy," which he's calling him big boy. And he shows that he donated some money, he donated like $1 or something, so it's not enough to meet the goal. And he says, "But not $5, pathetic, just kidding, kissy face."
Now, I don't think I should have to explain why this is bad, and they definitely really like the worst look, especially given the shit that we went over in the last video. And I know that this is off topic. I really hate to go off topic, but the amount of people who are in my comments in the last video justifying the lolly, or at least trying to, is absolutely insane. And I'm hoping that when this video comes out, because I'm currently making it, I really hope that this can help change your disgusting perspective.
I really hope they all die. What are you talking about justifying that? Fucking freaks.
On people like this and their weird kinks, because this is bad, and what we went over in the last video is disgusting in and of itself. Now, when it comes down to those tweets where apparently Lava was going to donate to Kris Tyson, I mean, you can obviously try to justify it with a joke, and I wouldn't necessarily say that this is the most damning thing ever, but when it's coupled with the fact that, you know, that previous shit came out that I talked about in my last video, and the other things that we're currently going over in this video, it's inappropriate behavior, it's weird, and I'm not calling Kris anything more than a huge weirdo who has had an inappropriate conversation with a minor. But like, overall, this is fucking bad.
Yeah, this is the part that I have a problem with, and I'm gonna say this, but if you
Get this nigga out of here. Piece of shit. Gay. Pedo.
You know this guy is that young and you've been talking to him one-on-one online and you've been socializing with him and making friends. What is this comment supposed to mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means that you're telling him that he needs to donate $5 so you can release your nudes or whatever, and you sent him a kissy face. Now, granted, you could say that this is a joke or whatever, this is bro talk, but keep in mind, this is with someone who's 14, and this is someone who's in college talking to like someone that isn't even in high school yet, really, or if he was in high school, he just joined it. Oh boy, because what I'm seeing here is he says, "Wait till my Twitch revenue comes in." Winky face. So you're sending kissy faces. He's sending you a winky face, and the premise is you're trying to give him enough money so you can get his nudes.
Wow.
Already really weird, considering the fact that this is one of your online friends and this massive age difference. And of course, it continues. He says, "Check again," and he tags you, I think. At least that must be you, or he's tagging you. And of course, he says, "I posted some fire nudes for you. Please no share." And this is someone that you're talking to that is 14 years old, that you know is 14. And at the end of the day, you cannot be talking about topics like this with someone that is this young.
Even if Kris happened to not have bad intentions here, Kris shouldn't have been talking to somebody this age like that, and that's the problem, at least as of right now. Let alone that Kris is frequently on the Mr. Beast YouTube channel and in Mr. Beast videos, where, you guessed it, the primary audience is little kids. But I mean, even besides that, once again, he shouldn't have been talking to this person who happens to be underage, and he most likely knew that.
Keep in mind, you're bisexual, okay? You're talking to a guy that is 14 and you're in college. And the premise here is you guys are joking with each other about sending nudes. That's illegal. You can't do that. And let me just say it like this. It doesn't matter if you're joking or not. Solicitation is solicitation. There should be zero discussion about anybody sending anyone who's 14 years old nudes of any kind, okay? I don't know, I'm not quite sure if you sent this guy nudes or not. For all I know, this very well could be a joke. But you are talking inappropriately to a guy who is 14 years old and to a guy who you know is 14 years old, and that's what I have a problem with. What I have a problem with here is the way that you're talking to him, the fact that he's asking you about animated pornography, and this is one of your friends with online, which, by the way, you shouldn't even be friends with a middle schooler to begin with because you're in college.
Now, this situation only seems to get worse and worse as we go further, because on January 14th, 2019, and there was this screenshot that was posted by Lava. Now, I'm not really sure where this picture came from, if Kris sent this to Lava or if Lava...
Wait, what is that? Dank memes? What does that say? This is a bad way to hide your hentai, Kris. Yeah, get this fucking freak out of here, bro.
Took this somehow or what, but it's captioned, "This is a bad way to hide your hentai," at Kris02. Now, as far as I'm aware, that is Kris, even though it's a different handle. But yeah, no, it's just so weird that in context to Kris, this Lava guy is constantly like pointing out that, oh, this is a bad way to hide your hentai. Oh, does she know about your crippling hentai addiction? And just things like that. It's just so weird. Let alone that in 2019, this would have made Lava around 15 years old. Another screenshot of a tweet that was obtained by Prism here is from November 11th, 2019, and it's replying to Kris and gamer subs. And Lava said, "I love how I set that embed up so it shows you looking sexy." Kind of a weird comment to be making, especially after all of the things that we just went over and the things that we still have yet to go over. But yeah, I don't know. On February 14th, 2020, Lava tweeted at Kris02, "Will you be my Valentine?" Winky face emoji. Like, I don't know know what friends do this. Like, even if it's like a normal friendship and it's not like some weird 7-year age gap
Fucking
friendship, but like what normal friendship is constantly like this? And I mean, with the given context that Kris was bisexual at the time and still might be bisexual, on top of all the other things that have came out, like, this is highly suspicious. Here's some unrelated replies. This one is from December 25th, 2019, and it's Lava saying, "Thank you, Dad," with a heart emoji. Like, just a quick question for you guys in the audience. If you're friends with somebody and you're not gay and you don't have feelings for them and you just have a normal friendship, say like you're a 20-year-old and you got some friends from high school that you still talk to that are around the ages of 19 to 25, just for a little bit of context there. Do you guys talk in this way? Do ya? Because I can tell you right now, I don't talk to my friends like this. But I guess also at the same time, I'm not really friends with minors, so. But yeah, no, this is oddball behavior. This is another unrelated tweet that was made on May 12th, 2018, and this was Kris responding to Lava, and Kris said, "Thanks, Lava, love ya." Now, moving a little bit further on, I mean, if I'm Kris right now, how in the hell do I explain this? Lava put out a tweet and said, "Kris bullies me," and then he attached a screenshot of some pinned Discord messages with him and Kris. And Lava says, "Practice with this, at Kris the meme god." And it's a banana, right? And I think we all know what that signifies right there. And this was February of 2019, by the way. 2 days before Lava sent this, in whatever Discord this is, Kris sent an image and captioned it, "Lava's mom tomorrow." Like, what the fuck, Kris? What the actual fuck? This kid is how old again? This kid? It's a kid and you're how old? Like, okay, you could easily say that this is a joke and whatnot, but these are definitely not things you should be sending to minors when you are an adult. Like, again, it's oddball behavior. Now, it looks like a month before that, on January 13th, 2019, and I know the timeline is like all over the place here, but on January 13th, 2019, Kris tweeted out Lava GS's stream and said, "My friend Lava GS is live on Twitch. Go spam lobster in the chat." Now, I really wouldn't say that this is too bad, despite the fact that Kris has the 7-year age gap friendship with the person who he's shouting out here. Now, as we all know, Kris is a little bit of a memer, so on March 4th, 2017, he put up a screenshot of what looks like to be a message on a 4chan post, if that's what they call them. I've never been on 4chan, or this could be Reddit. I don't know which one it is, but it's a post from Anonymous, and it says, "Objectively, the easiest way to prevent a R word is to start consenting." What can I say, guys? Kris is just the meme god. Am I right? Now, I really doubt this has anything to do.
Yo, this is fucking absurd, bro. This nigga Kris has got to go. I don't care.
With Lava, but still. Interesting meme you got there, Kris. Now, anyways, moving on. It doesn't really seem like there's too much proof of this, but Prism goes on to talk about how allegedly Kris and Lava met up. Because if you guys are unaware, Lava is from West Virginia and Kris is from North Carolina. And if you don't know anything about that and how close those states are to each other, well, yeah, they're actually not too far away from each other. And it would be super easy to drive over to that state in like a few hours. Now, I'm not saying that anything happened. These are allegations and Prism is about to do the talking here, but if this actually did happen, that would have been the most insane, disgusting thing to ever happen regarding Kris Tyson. And once again, I'm not saying it happened because I don't know, but if some weird shit like that did happen, it 100% is over for Kris Tyson.
I have no idea if anything happened to this guy physically. I can only show that they're talking about inappropriate topics with each other. I can show that there is a vast age difference, that he should not have been socializing with this guy in the first place, but he did. And the fact that he was able, like the moment he was able to meet up with him, he met up with him in person, which I think is highly inappropriate since he was talking to this guy since he was 13, and he's also attracted to men, and the guy's a guy. It's highly inappropriate. The circumstances he showed up in is inappropriate. Here we go. So this one's in Carl's server. Right here, it's a Discord messaging. He said, "I love Carl though. I drove from West Virginia to North Carolina. I'm sitting in a camper in the woods right now. I love Carl though." So Carl is amazing, and that is a fact. True, he hugged me before Kris managed to. Carl sleep. I'm just friends with Carl. I don't need mod. His mod team is already top notch. Why do you want to come to North Carolina? Because winky face. Carl simps for me. Who doesn't simp for Carl? I think we all simp for Carl. I know, right, Teehee? offering to buy me ice cream if I do stuff for him. Why do you want to come to North Carolina?
Get that nigga Carl gone too.
And money. Sneak me away from New York to North Carolina, that's why. Carl simps for me. Who doesn't simp for Carl? Boy Jedi, why do you want to hide in my suitcase? Sneak me away from New York to North Carolina, that's why. Wait, who is older, Lava or Boy Jedi? You're both 16, right? I'm 16. Jedi 16. Carl reading all the simping, like, at Carl, see you Tuesday, baby girl. I'm in a camper on a hot spot.
Baby
Imagine
girl.
being in the woods. Imagine simping over Carl. And of course, here is the Steam account of Kris Tyson. It is estrogen dealer. And they are both friends with each other, Lava GS and Kris Tyson. And as you can see here, the games that they played, it matches up with the tweets that they made. And as you can see, Mangled Pickle is also on there. It matches up with the tweets that they made. Now this one, again, he's going to have to explain this. So this guy is super young, right? He's been talking to him since he was super young, 13 years old. So why is it that not only are you DMing this guy on Twitter, you're Snapchatting this guy, you're talking one-on-one in a voice chat with this guy, but the kind of Snapchats that you're sending, this is the Snapchat that you sent. He said, I get weird snap from Kris, and it's a picture of him making a weird face next to an American flag, and it says, coming for America. Now, you might think that, oh man, this must be some weird 4th of July joke.
Nah.
Nope, it's not 4th of July. You can clearly see the date right there. This guy would have been like 15 at this point. And why are you sending a 15-year-old a message saying coming for America? Why are you DMing a 15-year-old anyways on Snapchat? Why are you doing that? Why are you DMing this guy who you've been talking to since he was 13 on Snapchat?
So yeah, we're definitely going to need some clarification or something from Kris. Kris has to say something. Kris can't be quiet like Kris has been for the longest time. This needs to be something that Kris is going to address head on, like right now. Because after I put up this video, which I mean, it's already up if you're listening to it right now, it really wouldn't surprise me if everybody hops onto this and it becomes a huge thing. Just purely based off of how the last video did. So if I'm Kris right now, I'm addressing this. I'm proving that, oh, this didn't happen or it didn't happen the way that it did happen or whatever, or I'm at least saying something. I don't know, because you can't just be silent about something like this. Like, there's been so much shit that has been shown of you being weird and having inappropriate conversations with at least one minor, you being into lolly, and now apparently there are allegations of you meeting up with a 15 or 16-year-old in the woods back when you were 24 or 25. Like, Kris, if you're watching this, because I really wouldn't be surprised if you're watching it, you need to come out and say whatever you can and say at least something, especially if you didn't do this, because I mean, you already look bad enough. Having allegations of you meeting up with a minor potentially is not going to make you look any better.
They're talking about profile pictures. He said he put his profile picture as Kris Tyson from Mr. Beast. And here's another Twitter message, here's another Discord message. He said, Kris DM'd me on Twitter asking me to come help him on Beast's stream. And here's another one, and here's a screenshot of Kris Tyson talking to this guy. This ain't true. And this screenshot is Kris Tyson talking one-on-one with him. And at this point, he would have been 16. And here we go. Here is the picture of them meeting up together. I'm gonna censor his face. And as you can see right there, there's Carl right there. There's Kris Tyson right there. Kris Tyson was talking to this guy since he was 13. Kris Tyson was in college. And of course, the moment he was able to drive, he takes a camper van out in the middle of the woods.
So yeah, that essentially confirms that they met up. Now, I'm not really too sure if the parents were okay with this or how this really went, but we have Lava here saying in Discord DMs that apparently he's taking a camper van to a very secluded area in the woods to meet up with Kris or the Mr. Beast crew. And then we get pictures on Lava GS's Instagram with him and Kris and other Mr. Beast members. So yeah, it's very apparent that they did meet up in one way or another. I don't know if anything happened or what. I really hope nothing bad happened. But yeah, just given the way that he's been talking to this guy and how Kris was into Lolly and stuff like that.
It's over. Fucking Kris touched his ass or something.
Definitely not a good look at all, and people are definitely going to be questioning this meetup. Now, I decided to do a little bit of research to find this Instagram page, and I was actually able to find it. And currently it's on private, meaning that you have to follow it to see what's in there, to see what the person posted, but it has the same profile picture and everything, and you can see the age that he provided. It says 20, and then since I actually happen to follow Kris on Instagram, I really don't use Instagram too much, but since I happen to follow Kris on Instagram, it says followed by Kris Tyson. So yeah, we're definitely going to need some answers when it comes down to this, because I'm really not too sure what exactly happened, but the allegations are incredibly damning, and it really is not a good look, Kris Tyson. I know there's going to be people who see this video and they're going to be like, Kris is a P word, like a pedo, or like a groomer. We don't know that. That's not what I want you guys to say, because it's not
We don't care. He is a pedophile.
100% confirmed, but I just wanted to bring this whole situation to light because I feel like more people should know about this and the shady behavior that Kris has engaged in the past, and I would really love to see a response from Kris about this because this is damning and it does not make Kris look good at all. Now, as for the rest of Prism's video here, if you want to watch the whole thing, that was around like 27 minutes, I think, of Prism's video, but pretty much for the rest of it, Prism just made a statement and he explained why he was doing this and why he spread this information, and he also
Yep. It's over for that nigger chat. We don't give a flying fuck. Kris is caught 4K. Yes, sir. Fuck that guy. We out.